Hey, good morning. Good morning. It is a good morning because I say so. Jesus is Lord. Thank God the word works. And he was anointed by God, the Father God, who went about doing good and healing all that were oppressed of the devil. And everybody that came to him received their healing. Good news. That means if I go to him and he's the same yesterday, today, and forever, that's Hebrews 13:8, then I can receive my healing. So we've been looking at a couple of the different healings that happen in the ministry, earthly ministry of Jesus, and I want to go to the Gospel of Luke chapter 7 today and pick up on this healing principle. In Luke chapter 7, I'll read a couple of verses as we go. Now, when he had ended all of his sayings in the audience of the people, he entered into Capernaum. And, verse 2, a certain centurion's servant who was dear unto him was sick and ready to die. So he had a sickness so severe, he just about dead and was ready to die. Now watch verse 3. And when he, the centurion, when he heard of Jesus, now you know this, but faith doesn't come by hearing somebody's testimony. Faith comes by hearing the word. And it says when he heard of Jesus. Well, he sent unto him the elders of the Jews, beseeching, requesting, asking him, Jesus, if he would come and heal his servant. Now, we'll skip a couple of verses and come back. And Jesus went with them. Now, I told you this the other day, but I want to tell you again. Bartimaeus cried out, and when the people said, be quiet, don't do that, he cried the louder. And Jesus stood still. Now, here's a case where the centurion, who was not of the Jewish Hebrew family, who didn't have a right to receive, we'll see that in another person in a couple of days, heard about Jesus. And so he sent the elders of the Jews and requested that Jesus would come with them to heal his servant. That was very dear unto him. Now, watch this. It says he heard of Jesus, and then he made a request that Jesus would come with them. And it says, and Jesus went with them. Shocking that Jesus' earthly ministry was controlled by people's faith. He didn't just keep on going and said, well, if he wants it, come and get it. No, they said, if you'll come and go with us. Now, there was a reason for that, because they knew that this man loved their nation. Let me go back and bring this out. It says, and when they came unto him, they besought him, instantly, saying, watch this, that he loveth our nation, and he was worthy that he should do this. They thought he was worthy. They thought that the beggar wasn't worthy. Well, it's because this guy had helped them, because he loveth our nation and built us a synagogue. So the blind beggar man that's in the tree is not worthy, so you be quiet. Jesus don't want to mess with you. But this guy's rich, and he's helped us and built us a synagogue, and he's worthy. He loves our nation, so you should do that. No, that's not what controlled Jesus at all. What controlled Jesus was that they made a request. I like to use the word, and I've had people get upset at me. They made a demand on his power, and they made a demand on the ministry of Jesus, and Jesus stood still for Bartimaeus. He called for Bartimaeus. He went with the elders of the Jews to go to the centurion's house. And so, saints, listen. You need to get a hold of this. I beseech Jesus with the words of my mouth, and Jesus either stands still or goes with me. I control who Jesus heals, me being the one that's needing the healing. Now, I'm healed today. I mean, I tell you all the time, I'm 73 years old, and my body is perfect. I mean, I don't need anything. I've had some opportunities over the years, but I got all my body parts. I got all my teeth, and I'm so blessed. Got all my kids and grandkids and great-grandkids. But should I need a touch from God, a healing from God, he's not going to be stuck over in India somewhere. And I'm going to say this. If he was moved by the needs, he would be in India or Africa, where there's so many people that are sick and hungry and having to do with that. But he's not moved by that. He's moved by my faith. And so he's going to show up here at old Cropwell, Alabama, that's where I live, when I make a demand on him. When I go to him and say, Father, your word says, and I believe that I receive when I pray. You see, you make a demand on God, and God shows up because of your request and because of your demand. And I say it, and people get upset at me. We're the ones that make the demand on the power of God. I said that one time at a little country church in North Alabama, and boy, I mean, I noticed the people, they just got kind of quiet. And then at the end of the service, this one guy got up and says, "Oh, well, you know, everybody knows that God does whatever He wants to." I had messed with their religious tradition. No, God does whatever you want Him to. And you are the one that makes the demand. And here's another case where a guy that didn't even have a right to make a demand, as far as not being a member of the Jewish family, not being a part of who Jesus came for, made a demand on God coming. And it says, and Jesus went with them to go. Now, we'll pick up on this tomorrow and finish this. But what I want you to get today is you're the one that makes the demand on the power. The power is waiting on you, so you make a demand. Until I'm with you tomorrow, saints, remember all day, hey, Jesus is Lord. He's waiting on you. Thank God. Hey, the word works.